Good morning. Today is Thursday, February the 7th, 2019. And today we begin round 3 of the Georgia Book Award battles. In round 2, we read Most People versus The Sound of Silence. The winner was The Sound of Silence. Today, 2 books square off again. This time we will read Goodnight Owl by Greg Pizzoli. And our second book will be This Is My Dollhouse by Giselle Potter. Let us begin. Goodnight Owl by Greg Pizzoli. Al was settling into bed when he heard a noise. It was a tiny sound, no louder than a whisper, a funny noise he hadn't heard before. Someone must be at the door, said Owl. Just a minute. But no one was there. Probably the wind, said Owl. And he lay down in bed and he said to himself, Good night, Owl. Squeak. Then he heard the noise again. It's coming from the cupboard, said Owl. So he went to take a look. He emptied every shelf, but there was no noise to be found. So Owl went back to bed. Good night, Owl, he said. And then he heard the noise. Squeak. It must be under the floor, said Owl. Oh no. And he pulled up the floorboards one by one. But he didn't find the noise. So Owl went back to bed. Squeak! This house has a noisy roof, yelled Owl. He took down the roof. There, said Owl. No more noise. Owl got back into bed, the stars and the moon shining down where his roof used to be. Good night, Owl, he said. But Owl didn't close his eyes. He didn't dare. He knew that any second he would hear the noise. He waited and waited and waited and waited It's in the walls, Owl screeched. I'll get you, Noise, Owl said as he tore down the walls of his house. But he found nothing. The cupboard was empty. The floorboards were pulled up. The roof was pulled down and the walls were gone. Owl went back to bed and he said, "Good night, Owl." And then he saw the noise. Squeak. Owl smiled. He said, "Good night, Noise." And they went to sleep. This was Goodnight Owl by Greg Pizzoli. Now, let's begin book 2. This is My Dollhouse by Giselle Potter. This is my dollhouse. It used to be just a cardboard box, but then I painted bricks on the outside and divided the inside into rooms and made wallpaper with my markers. And it became almost like a real little house. Here is my family. I have some furniture people gave me, but mostly I make things. I made a TV by cutting a hole in a little silver box and gluing a picture inside. I can change the picture whenever I want. This rug is a very small piece of carpet. I cut off the one in my room. So far, no one has noticed. I made a stove by drawing burners on one of my wood blocks. And this is a plate of noodles. Now, most days at the dollhouse go like this. In the morning, Lucy and Lola get dressed up in their fancy clothes. Mommy makes them fried eggs. And then the twins take the elevator up, 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 and swim in the rooftop pool in their bikinis. Then they go down, down, down to the living room and watch TV. And Daddy makes them a tiny bowl of teeny tiny popcorn for a snack. Yum, they say as they gobble it all up. Then they all get into their pajamas and go to sleep in one big bed so they don't have scary dreams. I tuck them in tight and sing them a goodnight song. My friend Sophie has a dollhouse too, but hers is all perfect. She has a mom and a dad and 2 kids she just calls the kids. They all look the same with painted on clothes and plastic hair. Everything matches. There's a plastic refrigerator with a door that opens. It has plastic food inside. You don't have to make fried eggs because there are plates with eggs painted on them. There's a toilet with a lid that goes up and down. There are 4 beds. And there's a matching shiny red couch and chair in the living room, and a TV that always has the same picture on it. When I come over, Sophie makes her mom hop around the kitchen and call, "Breakfast!" really loud. I make the kids hop around and sit at the yellow table in their yellow chairs. They stare straight ahead. Now Sophie and I don't know what to do next. I think they need an elevator, I say as I reach for a Dixie cup. That is not an elevator, Sophie says. She puts the kids in front of the miniature TV on their shiny red couch. Let's make the family go on vacation, I suggest. I don't have an airplane for them, so they can't, Sophie said firmly. I keep quiet in case she thinks my idea for an airplane is stupid. How about they get a new dog and need to walk it? I try to fit one of Sophie's hair ties over her stuffed puppy's head. That is not their puppy, she says. Okay, how about the boy kid breaks his leg and we need to take him to the hospital to fix it? I search her desk for some tape we can use to make a cast. Sophie just looks at me. I feel stuffy in her room, so we decide to go play on her swing set outside. I worry the whole way home that I can never invite Sophie over. She would hate my dollhouse. But Sophie does come over. I show her everything but my dollhouse. What should we play? She asks. I stand in front of a pile of blankets and don't say a word. She peeks under. Oh, she cries, what about this? I itch my knees and swallow the lumps in my throat. Then somehow, the cardboard box turns into my dollhouse again. I remember my family is sleeping. I can hear them snoring, especially Grandma Mousie. Time to get up, I say, and begin to dress them. Can I help? Sophie asks. I let her. I introduce her to Lucy and Lola and Mama and Daddy and Grandma Mousie. They're going on a tropical vacation today, I say. We pack their suitcase with their best clothes, their favorite snacks, and a tiny map. Then the family gets in their private plane and it takes them far, far away. They explore the jungle and find a wounded tiger. Sophie makes the mommy say, I think his leg is broken. He needs to be bandaged up. I run to find tape and we wrap it around the tiger's leg. How about the family decides to take him home and keep him as their pet, I say. Yeah, and they name him Stripey, Sophie says. Then we help the doll family get into their private plane and fly them home together. We ride them up to their bedroom in the elevator cup. We tuck the whole family and Stripey into their big cozy bed. Nighty-night, Sophie says, and I sing the Goodnight song. Sophie, it's time to go. We hear Sophie's mom calling. But I just got here, Sophie shouts back. Next time we can have a birthday party for Lucy and Lola and make them cupcakes, I say. Maybe tomorrow, Sophie says with big hopeful eyes. Definitely tomorrow, I say, and look proudly at my dollhouse. The end. And that is This Is My Dollhouse by Giselle Potter. Don't forget to vote today. Thank you for listening.